Peace and blessings, people. Welcome back to the channel once again. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also the notification button so you'll get notifications whenever great videos like this come out. This is by far one of my favorite topics to talk around holistically healing, because this type of healing modality costs you nothing but gives you everything. And it gets overlooked because people are chasing after the next supplement, the next herb that heals, but they forget about this one. And our ancestors know so very well about it. And that healing modality is fasting. Fasting is something that I not only live by, but it's something that I recommend to everybody. Not only for mental and spiritual reasons, but also because of our physical healing as well too. And so today we're going to talk about some of the benefits. We're going to talk about what is fasting. We're going to go over some historical figures who have fasted as well, and also some types of fasting. So stay locked in today, and you're gonna learn a lot about fasting that you probably didn't know, and a lot of this is backed by science. This isn't just ancient woohoo, holistic medicine man recommendation, but this is also backed by science today as well too. And so let's first get into what is fasting. Fasting is the controlled and voluntary abstinence of food, okay, over a period of time. And that period of time typically ranges from 12 to 24 hours, okay? And we'll get into how you could do that. So that is very easy a little bit later, but it is the abstinence from food. And the reason why that is so important is because we live in a society today where people are literally eating throughout the day, almost every other hour, if not on the hour. We have breakfast, we wake up with something, putting it in our mouth. Okay, we have a snack between breakfast and lunch, and then we have lunch, and then we have a snack between lunch and dinner, and then we have a bedtime snack. Okay, so we're grazing throughout the days, like we're cows, but cows have 6 stomachs, and we don't. And so it's important for us to know and understand that, our biology is different. We're not built to be grazing throughout the day. And there's implications of eating throughout the day like that too, because your insulin levels are going to be sky high all the time because you're constantly eating. And when you think about it, again, the average American eats around 152 pounds of sugar every year. They eat about 135 pounds of flour. So that is making up a large majority of our meals. So this is why insulin levels are high. This is why blood sugar levels are high, because we're constantly eating and not giving ourselves the opportunity to break between that eating, okay? In my book, Vegucation Over Medication, I have an entire chapter dedicated to digestive rest, the importance of digestive rest, okay? And in that chapter, I detail why it's so important for us to give our bodies the opportunity to rest, not eat, so that period is when we actually heal and regenerate and repair. And because we're constantly eating throughout the day, we don't give our bodies that opportunity, because our bodies are self-healing mechanisms. But we get in the way of that with our new habits, our new modern habits. And one of those new modern habits is to consistently eat throughout the day, okay? The other thing I think is really beneficial, you should understand about fasting, is when you go through this fasting period, it's going to help you break addiction, okay? A lot of us are addicted to putting things in our mouth, okay? A lot of us are addicted to certain types of foods. A lot of us are eating a lot of processed foods that have a lot of food chemicals that keep us addicted to it. And when you start to implement fasting in your lifestyle, what you're going to notice is you're going to start to break that addiction, which is going to help you create a new relationship with your food. And that's so important. The new relationship is now going to be a much more nourishing relationship, because now you're going to start to crave healthier foods. Now you're going to be able to go periods without eating and not snacking, okay, which is hugely important. Okay, so let's talk about some historical figures or people that have fasted or recommended fasted. So you can go back, 10,000 years, and you'll see ancient Egyptians fasted, who are considered the most advanced civilization up until ourselves. And then ancient Sumerians, also Hindu priests, pretty much all prophets of all religions. Jesus fasted, Buddha fasted, Muhammad fasted, and you can all go back and see quotes from them talking about the importance of fasting in terms of spirituality, but also in terms of physical healing as well too. Hippocrates of Greece fasted, and one of the quotes from Hippocrates that I like is that to eat when you are sick means to feed your sickness. Okay, when you eat when you're sick, it means to feed your sickness. And that's a really great quote, because even if you have a dog or a cat, what you'll notice is when they get sick, they do not eat. I've even seen dogs, when they get sick, go a period of not eating and then go outside on the front lawn and start eating the grass so they can purge, as well too. So animals even know the benefits of fasting or when they should fast, but we don't have that intuitive connection with our bodies anymore. So we don't know to do that as well too. And also, it also profits our entire, culture as well too, because we live in a culture where it's all about eating. Most of the commercials that we're watching, most of them contain some form of eating. Okay. And so when you look today versus our ancient ancestors, like our culture is almost the opposite of our ancestors. Okay. Even when you think about today, you have subcultures that do still practice fasting. As an example, in the Islamic faith, Muslims practice Ramadan. Okay, so a period of fasting as well too. So let's jump into some of the types of fasting you could do, because I sort of mix it up and do different types of fasting. So you can do, which is very popular now, intermittent fasting. Okay, intermittent fasting is time restricted fasting. That means that there's a period of time where you're not eating. That window of time could be 8 hours, it could be 12 hours, it could be 16, 18 hours. For some people, it can even be up to 20 hours. And during that time, you're not eating. So if you're doing a 20 and 4, the ratio 20 and 4 intermittent fasting, it means that for 20 hours, you're not eating. And then there's a 4-hour period during the day, let's say from 11 to 3 p.m., where you can eat during that period. And then the rest of the day, you're not eating. So it gives your body 20 hours of fasting throughout the day. Okay. Now, that's not necessarily a recommendation, but that's something that I do. For myself, I'll do a 4-hour period while I eat. And typically my 4-hour period is like from 1 to like 5 p.m. or something like that. So that's just what I do. But you also can do a 12-hour period. Okay. And that 12-hour period, the really cool thing about intermittent fasting is you can count the time that you actually sleep. So if you go to sleep, go to bed for 8 hours, okay, that's part of that window of time. And then you extend that eating period when you wake up, let's say at 8 a.m. You wake up at 8 a.m. and then you extend that for an additional 4 hours to 12 p.m. Now you have been fasting for 12 hours. Okay, you're giving your body an opportunity of 12 hours to not eat, to heal, to repair, to rejuvenate. Okay, and then some people just extend that window. So that's intermittent fasting. You also have alternative days for fasting as well too. So some people will fast on a Tuesday and Thursday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're eating regularly. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're deciding during that time, maybe they're doing a liquid fast, which we'll talk about next, or maybe they're not eating at all, okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's the alternative days. As an example, you also have liquid fasting, like I just mentioned. So during liquid fasting, the only thing that you're having during that period is liquids, okay? And liquids are the most easily digestible things that we can consume, so it gives our body an opportunity to rest. Again, I talk about this in my book, Vegucation Over Medication, in the chapter Digestive Rest. So if you have that, make sure you check that out, okay? So liquid fasting, monofasting. Monofasting could be something as simple as, eating fruit, just eating fruit alone. Okay, so if you're just eating fruit, that could be monofasting because you're eating only one type of food. It could be, eating only green leafy vegetables, but that's monofasting. You also have Water fasting as well too, where you're only consuming water. Okay, and I do that probably once a week while taking opportunity. The only thing I'm having during that day is like water. Okay, and then you have the king of all kings when it comes to fasting, which is dry fasting, which I don't recommend for most people because most people aren't healthy enough to do dry fasting. But dry fasting just simply means that you're not eating or drinking anything. It is dry. There's nothing coming in. Okay, most people are not ready for that. So I highly recommend if that's something that you were interested in, that you speak to your physician about before you do it, so that you can be medically supervised, especially for most people, because most people are just generally not healthy. Okay, so that's the types of fasting. So let's get into some of those benefits, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Okay, so one of the greatest benefits of fasting is that it reduces inflammation. And as I said in previous videos, inflammation is the start of most diseases, most chronic diseases. Okay, everything from high blood pressure to dementia. Inflammation plays a part. Okay, and some of the inflammation you can't necessarily feel. But if you can feel inflammation in and all over your body, it means that everywhere in your body is inflamed, everything from the brain to the heart. Okay, so reducing inflammation is not just a small thing. When you don't feel the aches and pains in your joints anymore, you didn't just get the benefit there, you're getting the benefit everywhere in the body, because when the brain is inflamed, you will have certain consequences of that. And sometimes that can look like a headache, sometimes that can look like dementia, depending on the severity of the case. Okay, so 18 studies have confirmed that fasting reduces C-reactive protein. And C-reactive protein is essentially the metric that a lot of doctors will use to see how inflamed the body is. Okay, so when you go in and get laboratory tests, that's one of the tests that they'll take to see if your body is inflamed. Okay, and it's been shown in 18 studies that fasting reduces C-reactive protein. Okay, a little sip of tea. Number two, it promotes heart health. It promotes heart health because fasting, especially when you do fasting over long periods of time, that's what's most important. So if you fast for one day, you can't expect these benefits. But if you start to make this a part of your lifestyle, then you'll see improvement in heart health. You'll notice that the blood pressure goes down, cholesterol starts to improve, and also triglycerides. So it also improves heart health by fasting. Okay, it corrects insulin resistance, and insulin resistance, it's a huge part of a lot of chronic diseases as well, namely diabetes that most people are familiar with, but also insulin resistance goes with polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's also connected with dementia as well. Dementia has been called the third type of diabetes. Okay, so insulin resistance is reduced as well. And when you reduce insulin resistance, the beautiful thing about that, if you know somebody who is type 2 diabetic, reducing insulin resistance or improving insulin resistance, you're going to notice that the diabetes will also improve as well. And it's also going to help with weight loss, because insulin is actually a fat storage hormone. Okay, really, really important. And also what's really important about reducing insulin is we've noticed that as insulin goes up, all causes of mortality go up as well too. So reducing insulin is a really big factor as well too. Number four, boost brain function. Boost brain function. Here's one of the big things that was noticed that was one of the benefits of fasting, is that it increased brain-derived neurotrophic factor, okay? And BDNF, as that increases, it increases the number of brain cells. So it actually generates brain cells. Now, I know we've been told that, we can't regrow brain cells, but that's actually not true at all. So we've noticed that with fasting, that it improves BDNF, okay, which increases brain cell and brain function. As a result, it relieves inflammation in the brain as well too. And I just talked about that. And it improves the outcomes of Alzheimer's and also Parkinson's disease. So Fasting also has improvement or health benefits in the brain as well too. Weight loss, as I just mentioned before, a lot of these things are connected. But again, you improve insulin resistance. You're going to decrease the amount of insulin in the body. Okay, insulin is a fat storage hormone. As a result, you're going to start to lose some of that unwanted and unneeded adipose tissue or fat tissue on the body. One study showed that whole day fasting decreased body weight by up to 9% over a 12 to 24 week period. Okay, so it shows you that this is something that you have to make part of a lifestyle. This isn't something you can just do, on a Monday and then come back 3 weeks later and do it. It's something that you have to incorporate into your lifestyle. And the beautiful thing about it is that it was part of our ancestors' lifestyle. They didn't eat 3 square meals a day and snack. Okay, they probably had 1 meal a day, at most 2, and then didn't snack in between. Okay, the other benefit of this, number 6, is going to be growth hormone. Growth hormone, and the reason why growth hormone is a major benefit is because growth hormone makes you younger, and it actually makes you stronger too. Growth hormone builds muscle. Okay, and they see benefits of growth hormone increase after about 12 hours. And then they see the maximum value somewhere between 12 and 48 hours, okay? As a matter of fact, between 12 and 48 hours, you see an increase of almost 2,000%. And let me tell you something. If you were in the hospital and you were to get an injection of growth hormone, one injection could cost you, like 0.1 injection could cost you $400. On average per month, it could cost you somewhere between $800 and $3,000. Okay, and you're getting this benefit for free, for free by simply not eating. Okay, abstaining from eating. And what's most important about fasting is this: fasting is not starving yourself. Again, it is control and voluntary abstinence from food, which increases discipline. Okay, number 7, autophagy. Autophagy is this sort of cellular cleansing program that goes into place whenever your body goes into a fasted state. Now, you got to understand, our bodies are self-healing mechanisms. And one of these self-healing mechanisms is autophagy, okay? And autophagy is so beneficial because, again, it's intracellular cleansing. It's cleaning up the inside of each cell in the body. You have 75 trillion cells in the body. So it's a self-cleaning mechanism, cleaning the inside of the cell, cleaning up old organelles so new organelles can be rejuvenated and reproduced, okay? Cleansing out old waste from the body as well too. Now this is really important because in 2016, there was the Nobel Prize winner was a Japanese scientist, Yoshinori Ohsumi, okay? And he got the Nobel Prize for autophagy, discovering these things that I'm talking about to you now. So the major benefits of autophagy start to occur around the 18-hour period, and you start to see the full benefits around the 72-hour period. So doing like a 3-day fast. So autophagy is a major benefit. Cleaning up the inside of the cells, getting out those old cells, improving mitochondrial function. So you're going to see energy levels go through the roof, and then so much more. And then the last benefit that I'll talk about today is microbiome. Okay, microbiome is the good bacteria in your gut. So many of us have an overgrowth of bad bacteria. And one of the benefits of consistently fasting and making it a part of your lifestyle is that you get that good bacteria to grow. You don't feed the bad bacteria during that period of time, so it starts to die. And now you start to reestablish good balance back in the gut as well, which will reduce the amount of inflammation in the gut as well too. So those are some of the benefits. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope this will inspire you to do a little bit more research on how you can start to incorporate fasting into your lifestyle, not as a diet. Okay, so until the next time, peace and blessings and Godspeed.